some love. If you want the Rock to bring his ass to this ring, give me a hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, do what?
Yep.
Yep. I'm WB Ward.
And I'm Chip Douglas.
Welcome back for another, yet another edition of that which we lovingly call CSI Wrestling.
SCI Wrestling.
What did I say?
CSI.
Did I? I did it again, didn't I?
You haven't done it in a while, though.
That's true.
So you can't really complain too much.
I have got to lay off all this television watching.
That's the truth. Especially that show. Not a good show, in my
I don't
opinion.
even watch that show.
Well, good. You should.
I don't. I watch Law and Order. I'm a Law and Order guy.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, but SVU, Law and Order SVU specifically, that's a killer show, as they talk an awful lot about killers. Anyway, I had a pretty interesting week in professional wrestling this week. You know, I can't really say that our predictions of Battleground were that far off because, well, I don't think either one of us really won anything because all of our predictions were almost the same anyway. But we're going to be going over those here in just a little bit. First off, let's go ahead and recap some of our social media. I'll start off with Facebook.com/Insider Wrestling, and you can take the rest.
Twitter, SCI_Wrestling, and the YouTube page, they're both SCI Wrestling. There. I'm so used to saying the Facebook page, it kind of broke my rhythm.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
I got a really cool tweet of the week, by the way, too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, hang on just a second. Let's, are you ready for me to go ahead and roll?
No, I was just saying.
Okay. Cause, we're still, if we adhere to schedule, we're still about 4 minutes away from the roll of the jingle.
Well, let's not worry about that then.
Okay. So, but you really got your hopes up there.
I'm excited. It's a decent one.
Okay. Was that what I heard you giggling about a while ago?
Yeah.
You know, that makes me nervous when I hear you going to the other room and go to the bathroom and I hear you giggling through the door. I figure either you're doing your tweet of the week or your tweet of the day. And I'm never quite sure which one that one's going to go. So I tend to not listen.
Yeah.
I tend to not listen very much.
That's a good thing. So did you, have you been keeping up with, wrestling news? About like WrestleMania 30 news in particular?
No.
Well, now, first of all, we've had the discussions on who is possibly coming back to do one last match at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Especially WrestleMania 30.
Last match.
Yeah, well, one last hurrah, I guess you could say. And we've been through Stone Cold.
Yeah.
We've been through Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
We've been through, oh goodness, there's one more.
Should I say Taker?
Taker, I think,
I've been
definitely
predicting
in
that
there.
for years.
Yeah. I mean, Brock Lesnar's in there. But
for a last hurrah?
No, maybe not last hurrah,
Okay.
but he'll be in there.
Okay.
But there's one more that just came up.
Okay.
Do you want to take a guess?
That just came up for a last hurrah. Well, that's got to be Dusty Rhodes.
No.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan.
No.
Yep.
Why?
There is apparently they have already had meetings between Triple H and Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan has been on the record,
You know what, brother?
to say that he said that Triple H said he'll welcome him back with open arms and the doors open if he ever decides to get the itch. Someone asked him what the possibility of him being at WrestleMania 30. Hogan's response is, "My mind has been going crazy the last couple of weeks trying to figure out the best thing for me to do."
Now, I know that you're a big Hogan fan.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't mean this is real disrespect to you, but I mean, come on, the guy, when he talks, he sounds like he's got a bad case of constipation.
Oh, geez.
Brother!
Well, he's been in TNA for like the past couple of years. His contract just ran out.
Yeah.
And they couldn't afford to keep him. They were paying him $30 grand an episode. Or an appearance. 30 grand an appearance.
That's almost what I get for this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. 30 grand.
$30,000 per appearance.
Per appearance that he makes for that organization.
I wonder if they break that down with, okay, if you're on Thursday night's show and you're on it 3 times, does it get 90,000 or
No,
just 30,000?
I think it's just, they can take advantage of him as soon as they get him on the episode, but it's 30 grand still.
No wonder his promos seem to go on forever. They're just trying to get their money's worth.
Yeah, I don't blame him. No wonder TNA's into crapper.
Man, well, the guy talks like he's constipated. There you go. $30,000 per episode.
30 grand. By the way, TNA was in town this past Thursday.
I know you didn't go to the show, did you?
Unfortunately, I couldn't.
You know where
where
they had the show, right?
The old Civic Center.
The old Civic Center. Yeah. They now call it the Cox Business Center or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Our good friend Chris Plank.
Yes.
Did a live interview with Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh.
Which was pretty cool.
I hope he dropped our names.
I wish.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Well, I mean, he may not have on the air.
I tweeted him about it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He always responds back. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Chris is a real person. Chris is a real person. I've been in touch with him a little bit here and there since he was on the show. Can't wait to have him back on though.
Oh, I can't wait.
He's a great guest on the show. Any big surprises? Any big changes? Any other news that
we're going to see some changes here in the next couple of months? I think leading up to the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and we'll get into a little bit more into the background and Raw recap. But people that are going to be taking some time off that we might not be aware of is RVD, and CM Punk.
I think RVD should take a vacation.
He apparently he's gonna take a little vacation along with CM Punk.
CM Punk, I'm surprised they're letting go on vacation.
Apparently he's been battling some injuries ever since Payback.
Yeah.
And they're giving a little time off to
RVD. They're just gonna go, okay, you want to leave for a while? Okay, we'll let you leave.
He's a good special attraction. He's good to have around for those occasional things. Almost like an Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant was effective and big, not just from a size standpoint, but as an attraction because he was just that. He was an attraction. You couldn't use him on every... Could you imagine Andre the Giant
that would get
on
old.
Raw every single week?
I loved Andre.
Exactly. He'd be like the Great Khali.
Yeah. I mean, that would just get old, real old real quick.
The Great Khali would be effective, actually, if they used him more as an attraction than an every week product.
Okay.
I can't believe I just justified the Great Khali.
I know, right?
But it's true. I mean, he's a giant, so that's the way you use guys like that.
Yeah, and you do have to use them sparingly. I think Big Show would be a definite exception, though, to what you're saying, because I think the general public could take him quite regularly. Or a lot more regularly than what they have. But we're going to get into the Big Show stuff here in just a minute. We were talking a little while ago about our social media stuff. So let's go ahead and cue up the orchestra, start the band, and Mr. Michael Jackson, hit it. Tweet of the week. That's just so catchy. Do it now.
Side story, but we're supposed to have Marcus Hathcock on the show today.
Yes.
He's not going to be able to make it on the show today. So we're going to do our draft brand split next week with Marcus Hathcock.
Okay.
But he's at an event, so I texted him, porn convention? Question mark.
Oh, the porn convention. Okay. Going undercover, is
Yeah, he responded with exactly. Now, were you a Saved by the Bell fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, this is just weird to me.
Okay.
Dennis Hankins, who played Mr. Belding.
Yes, I remember him.
I found this. He tweeted, Christian, I wanted to wish you a healthy return and hope you are getting better every day, my friend. Now, Christian the wrestler.
Okay.
So, apparently, Christian and Mr. Belding are buds.
Well... That or Beldings are just trying to ride on some coattails.
Isn't that? I mean, it's not really that funny. Well, it's funny in a way just because of the fact that it's Mr. Belding.
That's funny odd.
It's funny odd. Mr.
And that is
Belding.
You talk about your
and it's his legit Twitter. It's blue marked. It is blue checked. It is his Twitter.
What does blue check mean?
It's like authenticated. So it is proven that it is Dennis Hankins' Twitter. It's not like a ripoff or something like that.
Oh, not somebody pretending to be.
Yeah, someone pretending to be him.
Because really, can you think of anybody who would pretend to be him?
Oh, I would.
Really?
Yeah, and I would just do like lame Saved by the Bell lines.
Oh, well.
As all the Twitter.
You ever see that movie called, what is the name of that movie?
Forrest Gump?
No.
Oh.
Gosh. Oh, well, it didn't matter. I can't think of the name of it. Oh, Showgirls. It has nothing to do with wrestling.
But I do know who the star was.
Yeah, I got a copy of that. I got a copy of that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Jesse Spano.
Yeah. Okay. No, enough said on that. Okay. Battleground matches. Now, you and I had a really unusual prediction on this because of the fact we really didn't differ that much. And I think you may have redeemed yourself a little bit on this.
Well, I redeemed myself and I also made a big goof.
Oh.
But we'll get to it.
Okay.
When it comes to it.
Let's look at the first one. Here, now this one I won this prediction. AJ taking on Brie Bella, and I predicted quite accurately, I might admit, AJ would be victorious over Brie.
And I changed my vote just to be different. But here's the thing with AJ.
Okay,
who's going to beat her?
Well, right now nobody.
And so, are they just going to keep her Divas champion forever? I mean, are they setting up Eva Marie to be the next women's champion?
I do have to wonder if they are setting up AJ to be the next big thing as far as women's championships go. But I just can't, as much as I like AJ, I just can't see her being elevated to the category of Luna Vachon or any of those real old time lady wrestlers.
Right. They're intimidating.
Yeah.
And she lacks that intimidation just because of the fact that she is so small.
Yeah. Now, Brie Bella, on the other hand, if she sits in a chair too long and stands up, you know what's in the chair?
What?
Brie cheese. I'm sorry, Brie.
Oh, jeez.
That was just, that came straight from the human skid mark.
All right, so you got that one right.
Yes, I did.
And I got it wrong.
Wyatt beats Kofi. We didn't predict that, but really, would we have had to?
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's a given. I mean, that's take a fall day for Kofi all the way around.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Now, we both tied on Curtis Axel beating R-Truth. That's another one that's almost a pretty much a given because R-Truth just they don't seem to be doing a lot with him. They did a little bit with him on Raw since then, but when he came out to help CM Punk,
right? And
at first, I kind of thought, okay, they're setting this up for R-Truth to join and become a Heyman guy. I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought he was going to turn on CM Punk and just all of a sudden team up with Curtis Axel.
You might be onto something.
You think?
I've had my rumors talking to me in my ear that says R-Truth is due for a push.
Okay.
And so
I wonder if they'll make him a Heyman guy.
I never thought of that until you said that, and it does make sense. It makes perfect sense.
Now, you see, I can make sense from time to time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that would actually, I think that would work. I think that would work really well.
But that would mean him flipping back to be a heel again. Do you think the public would support that?
Yeah.
I think they would because they're not buying him as a face.
Not really. Not really. I mean, the whole "What's Up" thing's cool.
I think that's run its course.
But it has.
You know, there's one fad in wrestling that I am so thankful is over.
Is that the what?
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh man, that got old.
Yeah.
When I was working at the Civic Center, anytime the WWE came to town, that was the one thing everybody hated, including the people in the WWE.
Really?
They were so sick and tired of what? You remember they had a referee with WWE that was a holdover from WCW, and for a while he played a heel. And he refereed in a mask for a long time. And I can't think of the guy's name.
Was it Nick Patrick?
Nick Patrick. Yeah, that's who it was. I was talking with Nick backstage before the show, and we could hear the crowd chanting, "What?" already. And it was just like, really? Come on. Even Nick kind of he turned his lip up and said, man, this is going to be a bad night. I can tell already. But, just a little, telling on things, and you wouldn't think this being in professional wrestling, but you know what Nick and I were doing?
What?
We were outside having a cigarette.
Really?
And R-Truth smokes.
I didn't know that.
Yep. He's a big smoker.
Wow.
Yep.
That's surprising.
There are a lot more smokers in the locker room than you would think.
Wow. That's as you light up your cigarette.
Yes, I'm like, it just made me want to go there. It just made me want to go there. I'm so thankful that I own the studio because I could make the rules here.
Absolutely.
If I didn't own the studio, there's no way I could.
I just follow your rules.
Okay. All right. Let's go on now. This is another one that we tied on. Where the Rhodes brothers beat the Shield. We knew that was going to happen. That had to happen because they're still under contract with Dusty.
Right.
There's no way they can let that go. They'd be idiots if they did anyway. With him doing the development down in Florida, that would just be stupid. Would not be, as they say nowadays, good for business. So, I mean, that just made sense. But what is this new feud setting up with the Wyatts you're talking about here?
Did you? I am not for sure what show it was on. It might have been on SmackDown.
If it's on SmackDown, I did not see it.
The Wyatts interfered with the Rhodes.
Oh.
So they're setting up a new feud with the Wyatts and the Rhodes, which I like.
Now that has a very good, some very, very strong possibilities.
Exactly. I really do enjoy that. The whole Rhodes Brothers thing I think is really cool. We're going to see it run its course, possibly even win the tag team championship.
I wonder if they're going to allow Dustin to come back with his Tourette syndrome guy.
I'd hope not.
Really? You didn't like that? I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was great. I got the biggest kick out of that.
We'll see. But I do think he's going to turn heel. So I think we will see brother versus brother at WrestleMania 30.
Ooh, now that's interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder on whose corner Dusty would be in.
Ooh. I think Cody's going to be the face. So I think it'd be Cody.
The perfect storyline leading up to that. Gosh, I'm so bad with names. Cody Rhodes facing Goldust, special guest referee Dusty Rhodes.
Ooh.
Now
like
you
that.
talk about some interesting twists and angles.
Ooh, I do like that. That would be interesting.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Now, and we're also going to be able to figure out if they truly listen to this show now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think that would be the match of the century.
I agree.
That would make some good headlines.
Yep.
Okay, enough of me patting myself on the back. You won this next prediction.
About time.
You said Alberto Del Rio would defeat RVD.
Yep.
And as much as I hated doing it, I predicted RVD would win. But then again, I also predicted that I would constantly remain single for the rest of my life. But all things change. Del Rio, in fact, beat by submission of all things.
RVD tapped.
Wow.
He tapped out.
So, I'm thinking what you said earlier about him just being an occasional attraction. I think he's lost his attraction.
I think he has a little bit. Put him out for a little bit, bring him back at the Rumble, and let him do a WrestleMania match with somebody.
Yeah.
That would be what I would do at this point.
Okay. CM Punk defeating Ryback.
I think I got this one too.
You got this one. You certainly did. I was saying Ryback was going to win, and CM Punk didn't. But wasn't there some interference on this?
I thought it was clean.
It could have been. I mean, I didn't see the pay-per-view.
I think it might have been clean.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as it's a clean one, I'm not gonna yell foul too loudly.
Now, what's gonna be interesting is because the fact that we've heard that CM Punk's going to be taking some time off. So at Hell in a Cell, we know that he's probably going to face Ryback again.
Okay. So
with that said, are they going to put Ryback over?
I hope not. Quite frankly, I'm already tired of him.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I just, to me, he's just not as believable now as he once was. I think he needs to flip back to being face again. I think he needs to turn on Paul Heyman in order for him to achieve any kind of audience, buying at all from the audience. I think eventually they're going to have to do that, and they're going to have to do it. I said eventually. Let me correct that. I think they need to do it soon.
I think one thing that they should have done is kept him a face. I don't even think they should have turned him heel. But I think what they really messed up on is him losing his streak.
Yeah.
And I think they could have kept the streak going, not make it a big attraction, but just keep the streak going and set up for WrestleMania 30, him versus Goldberg.
Okay. All right. Bryan and Orton fight to no contest. Now, we both had a prediction on this, but neither of us won.
Gosh.
So on this prediction, I called it also a no contest. With Big Show getting involved,
yep.
I think that was brilliant. I think that was a brilliant idea.
Really?
Yes, I do. I think that was an absolute brilliant idea because you remember I told you before, I think Big Show makes a far better face than he does a heel. And they seem to be flipping him to face. Now, will I have to bring out my flipper jingle on him again?
Flipper.
We'll find out Monday if we.
But let me do this from a different standpoint.
Okay.
We just paid $55 for a pay-per-view.
Yes.
and it ended in a no contest. How do you feel?
Well,
as a wrestling fan,
if this were like the World Series or something, I would agree with you. But this is professional wrestling. So, I mean, I have to take that into consideration. It's a storyline. For me, that was a great way to end.
Now, I made a prediction,
okay.
An outside prediction
okay.
to this, to where I said that Damien Sandow will cash in his Money in the Bank.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember that?
I do remember that. You know, what do they call that? Oh, yeah. Wrong!
You want to know how wrong I was?
Oh, please tell me.
Marcus.
Yes.
Texted me, I think, like 2 days after the show, and he listened to the show.
Oh, he's the one. I wondered who that was. Okay.
And he apparently neither one of us caught this, but his Money in the Bank contract is just for the World Heavyweight title. It's not for the WBE championship.
Oh, that's right.
I totally missed that.
That's right. It is specific to that belt.
So I insert my foot in my mouth and say I was wrong.
Well, that's showbiz. But, in pro wrestling, they can change that at any time.
Exactly. Hey, two of us that are wrestling fans completely forgot about that.
And that can happen. I mean, and besides, like I just said, had they wanted to, they could have written something in the storyline where Stephanie or
Triple H
walks
or Stephanie
out and goes, okay, no, we're changing the rule.
Yeah, we're okay with this.
Yeah, and in fact, I could see them pulling a stunt like that.
There's actually rumors that Damien Sandow is actually going to turn face.
He would make a Dynamite face.
I'm not really sure how they're going to do it, but that's the rumor.
I think he would be an excellent candidate to be a face. I've seen him work out of character, and quite frankly, he's very pleasant.
How would they do that?
I don't know. They got to change his ring music.
Yes.
The ring music has got to go. That's my one and only complaint I have with his character.
I think the ring music would go because I don't think you would get that babyface mentality out of that theme music. You hear that theme music, automatically just get pissed.
Yeah.
So that's a heel type music.
That's true. Okay, I want to back up a little bit because we've already talked about the match, but there was a definite interest tie-in on Monday Night Raw when Del Rio was put into the ring to face, of all people, Rodriguez.
Yes,
and Rodriguez beat him, but because of the fact that he was distracted from the announcement of who his next opponent's going to be.
Yes.
Is John Cena ready to come back? I mean, evidently he is, but I didn't think he would be recovered this quickly. Every
website that I've read and every news outlet that I have tapped into has told me that Cena is Superman. He heals like no other person. And is he coming back too early? I think from 2 points, yes. I think even from a physical standpoint, he's coming back too early. And also from a storyline standpoint, he's coming back too early.
Well, the crowd had a very interesting response to that.
It was like, really?
Everybody started cheering at first, and then about 5 seconds later, it was almost like collectively the crowd began, oh, wait a minute. We're talking about Cena. Boo! It was everybody. I thought, man, that's a whole room full of people. Shouldn't they start beeping when they back up that quickly?
Right.
My God.
Yeah. But, I mean, why throw him with Del Rio?
That is an odd match.
I mean, I'm not really complaining too much about that, but
maybe because, maybe it is because he's not completely healed.
Hey, it might be.
So,
it might be.
I mean, if he's only half healed, why not have him wrestle a half heel?
Right.
Oh,
right.
That was clever.
It was very clever.
Okay. But, but actually, you got to admit, Del Rio is not what you would call the most in shape wrestler in the world. And nor is he
he just doesn't have the body.
He doesn't have the body. He doesn't have the technical chops in the ring. I don't think he does.
He used to be an MMA fighter. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. But yeah, he used to be an MMA fighter.
To tell you the truth, in this match that they just wrote in for him with Rodriguez, I found Rodriguez to be a better performer.
I told you he could wrestle.
And actually, he could. He could sell it well. He was great at taking a bump, and the audience thoroughly got behind him. And I loved when he did the leg sweep when Rodriguez was standing on the table. I love the bump that he took on that. It was just incredible. Having taken bumps before, I know how hard that can be.
Right. And it's just very, going back to the Cena point, to the fact of, are they having conflicts with who's the face of the company right now to bring him back so early?
I wonder, I couldn't help but wonder that same thing. Are they having some real office infighting?
Right.
I'm wondering how much positioning is being done behind the scenes.
How much doubt is there?
There's got to be some kind of an internal shakeup that is going on. And I'm wondering how torn the people who write the scripts are being right now, how torn creative is being. Isn't Stephanie still in charge of creative?
Yes. Okay. Well, technically still Vince, but yes, most everything, the way it works is the writers come up with the ideas.
Yeah.
They bring it to Stephanie. Stephanie okays it and brings it to Vince. And so and Triple H is involved in there somewhere, but still, ultimately, Vince McMahon has to sign off on it.
I wonder how many revisions they go through. Because after each show, it's got to change. It's got to change no matter what they have planned.
And especially here recently, they've been flying by the seat of their pants even more on shows.
And they really shouldn't do that. They should come up with a game plan. They should come up with an idea of an 18-week storyline and then stick to it.
I think they do on some stuff.
Some stuff,
I think they do that. Other stuff, I think they do go by the seat of their pants.
But I think the big stuff, I think they really should do it. And the only thing that would possibly change that is if a wrestler does become genuinely injured and cannot perform. Case in point, Mr. Cena. There's no way they could have wrote that into the script. But to have him coming back this soon, I think
what's more effective, him at Hell in a Cell or Royal Rumble?
That's a good question.
I mean, to me, it's Royal Rumble.
And what is the possibility, do you think, that he was being brought into this pay-per-view, not for a reappearance, not for a workout, but they're bringing him back in here to give him therapy?
Ooh, I don't know.
I mean, this could indeed, be somewhat, just simple physical therapy for the guy as he is recovering.
Right. I really just think it's because of the fact that they have some distrust in some of the people within wrestling. Their third quarter numbers were down as far as a corporate.
They were indeed.
And he missed a lot of that third quarter. So this is their way of bringing him back early. I hope it doesn't hurt him. I hope it doesn't hurt the writing and the wrestling as well. But, whatever.
Come to think of it, now would be a good time to, if one were so inclined to buy stock, this might be a good time to buy into WWE.
And it's cheap too.
How much is their stock right now? Do you know?
I'll be able to find out here. Okay. It always kind of floats around between $18 and $20 a share.
See if I'll go ahead and try to pull that up on their corporate site. We still have a couple of minutes before we hear the final roll of the music. If we can get that, and I'll bet you anything. My guess would be, and I truly have not looked at this, but my guess would be, I'll bet you the stock is down to about $16 or $17 right now. That would be my absolute guess.
You think that low?
Yeah. Yeah, I really do.
You give me about one more second here.
Oh, one more. Okay, it won't be too much more than that.
$11.09.
$11.09?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No wonder they're bringing back Cena.
Right. So stock that low.
$11.09.
$11.09 a share.
Holy moly. Holy moly. I cut farts that are more expensive than that. Golly, $11.09. Hey, we need to pull together, get a lot of our listeners together, and let's all buy stock in WWE, because by the time WrestleMania gets around, that's going to go up to around $18 to $20 a share.
And that's also more money you've spent on your past 3 dates.
Woohoo! Hey, you knew you were going to get that somewhere. That is so true. I can't help but I'm blushing. Okay, go ahead. Please join us next week here. We bring on Marcus Hathcock. We're going to have our draft. Our draft.
Gives you another week to prepare.
Just call me Miller Genuine. We will have our draft next week. And it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. So check us out anywhere on Twitter, YouTube, or on Facebook for more SCI Wrestling.